Hi Crypto Peeps, hope you're doing well. Today's date is 17th of March 2023, and wow, as you're probably aware, we've had a hell of a week. Lots of banks have collapsed. Bitcoin went down to 19k, it's now gone up to 26. In fact, as I'm talking right now, you in the UK here, Bitcoin is around about 26,717. So, great gains on that one. So with this, let's get straight to the news, shall we? We've had a weird week. Okay, so the first piece of news here is FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried transferred $2.2 billion to his personal account from parts of the crypto empire, new bosses say. So it goes on here to say FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried and 5 of his inner circle transferred over $3.2 billion to personal accounts. The fund came mainly from sister hedge fund Alameda, FTX's new bosses said Wednesday. Bankman-Fried, who faces criminal charges, got $2.2 billion filing into the bankruptcy court said. Wow. So the detail on this, FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried and 5 people in his inner circle took more than $3.2 billion from the hedge fund Alameda Research and other parts of his crypto empire. Former CEO Bankman-Fried and FTX employees transferred the money to their personal accounts under the label Payments and Loans. Most of the funds came from Alameda, FTX's sister trading arm, and they were transferred before the crypto exchange collapsed in November. Bankman-Fried picked up around about $2.2 billion, whilst ex-engineer Nishad Singh, FTX co-founder Gary Wang, and ex-Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison received $587 million, $246 million, and $6 million respectively. Have a look at that if that one interests you. As with all this, I'm just reading small bites of the news. The details to all these are down below, so please check those out and look at them in full. Moving on here to another website. This is quite a nice piece of news. An African developer creates new software so that Africans can use Bitcoin even without internet access. So thanks to South African software developer, the people of Africa can make Bitcoin peer-to-peer transactions using a new solution that makes Bitcoin easy access even if they're not online. The tech provides access to the Lightning Network through an unstructured supplementary service data interface utilizing mobile phones, subscriber identity, and module telecommunication network. The software is called Machankura and it's a hit. It's being used by approximately 3,000 users in Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and Namibia. Program director at the Educational Institute, Kuala Africa, said Africans really need to reconsider traditional currency, and Africans need to think about Bitcoin in their context and how it could be used to solve the problems that they face. There's a great video of it there, have a look at that. And it also says here, cryptocurrency brings a financial gain to Africa because of the minimum transaction fees and high security. Very interesting news on that. Way of the future, it's fantastic news, fantastic adoption. Next is Market Watch here. Academic study flags 168 banks as vulnerable to a run as Silicon Valley Bank was. Wow, that's quite shocking. A new academic study of bank fragility concludes that 186 US banks remain vulnerable to a run on deposits like the one that doomed Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and Silvergate Bank in the past week. The paper, by 4 professors, concludes that the US banking system's market value of assets is $2 trillion lower than the suggested by their book value of assets, accounting for loan portfolios held to maturity. The researchers found 186 banks with a negative insured deposit coverage ratio, and banks in this bucket could be putting insured deposits at risk. Some of the key factors that caused the demise of Silicon Valley Bank are present in many other US banks. And the section with Silicon Valley Bank, however, was its disproportionate share of funding from uninsured deposits. And in this category, only 1% of banks had higher uninsured leverage than Silicon Valley Bank. And this comes from the study itself. However, 10% of banks have a larger unrecognized losses than Silicon Valley Bank, and 10% of banks have lower cap than most of the Silicon Valley Bank holding company, SVB Financial Group. So keep an eye on the banks because they're looking a bit dodgy out there, as we all know right now. Next piece of news here was on this website here, CNBC. It's a video, so I can't show it. Have a watch of it yourself here. And it's basically, they're talking about cryptocurrencies are signaling a change in financial services across the board. It's only on for a few minutes, but have a look at that. You just click the watch now button, and that one's there for you. Another piece of news here on banking, because banking's a big highlight, as with the ones going bust, it's going to be part of the market this week. This is on Finbold. Banking contagion sparks crypto frenzy as investors rush to hodl Bitcoin and Ethereum. After the widely publicized collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, accompanied by two other major banking institutions crashing and more at risk, investors seem to be increasingly flocking to the alternative solution of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. As evident from the declining portion of Bitcoin and Ethereum reserves on crypto exchanges, investors are seeking refuge in these digital assets out of the fear that the banking crisis could spread to crypto businesses. And this was noted by crypto and financial analyst platform Glassnode in a weekly newsletter sent out March 13th. On top of all that, the platform's team stressed that these numbers spoke volumes about the growing level of investor confidence in crypto in recent weeks. So that's a great piece of news there. Have a look at that one in detail if that one tickles your fancy. The next piece of news here is on investing.com, and a report reveals that Vietnam has over 16.6 million crypto holders, and 31% of those hold Bitcoin. The Vietnam Crypto Market Report 2022 disclosed that there are approximately 200 active blockchain projects in Vietnam as of present. The report further reveals that Vietnam has over 16.6 million in cryptocurrency holders, making it the second largest country in the Asian region after Thailand, with 31% of them holding Bitcoin. The primary focus of these active blockchain projects in Vietnam are on GameFi, DeFi, NFTs, Web3s, infrastructure, and crypto wallets. Goes on to say here, out of the top 200 blockchain companies globally, 7 of them are founded by Vietnamese entrepreneurs, and these companies have a significant impact on the global market, with more than 10 companies having a token market cap of over $100 million. Very interesting news there. Again, another indicator that adoption is well on its way. My last piece of paper-based news for you today is on Decrypt, and it's GTP4 launch sends AI token soaring, and is it more than just a meme? Another AI update, another pump. OpenAI, the US startup behind the mega popular ChatGPT app, released a new version of its software, and it's allegedly 1,000 times more sophisticated than previous iterations. The biggest improvement is in the software's search capabilities, which will now accept images along with text input, and the release of OpenAI's first ChatGPT version last November gave birth to the market's AI narrative. Since then, various AI crypto tokens have soared significantly thanks to market hype. It goes on to say, into the block analyst Yuan Pelsier to decrypt that it's clear that the new narrative in tech is AI and that these coins are benefiting tremendously. There's lots more data here on that, so have a look at that, see what interests you. I would recommend you have a look at the AI tokens out there. Some are doing very well at the moment, and AI is the future of everything technology based. The last two pieces of news we have here, as I say every week, they're on YouTube. Great news sources here. This one's CNBC television. Bitcoin nears 25k, and new FTX management say the CERM moved billions. This goes on for around about 13 minutes. So have a look at that. That's really interesting. The next piece of news here we have is on Altcoin Daily. The real reason why Bitcoin is going up, and they indicate that a whale bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. General news there, a great channel to subscribe to, so have a look at that and see what they've got for you there. So that's pretty much it for the week. Thank you for supporting us, but be careful out there, it's a bit dodgy at the moment. Click the links down below, to take you to more information. Also click the subscribe button and also ring the bell for us, to get all the notifications. Any comments, anything you want to see in particular, leave it down below. Have a very safe week out there. Be very careful. Namaste. See you soon.